Hi guys, this is Cooking with Amy. So thank you so much for watching. Tonight we are going to have, we're gonna have fun. I mean, we always do. So I am going to make something a little bit different. I'm gonna make, and I saw these, let me show them to you real quick. So I have seen people make stuff out of these, like you can make little pies out of them. We're gonna make a dinner out of it. We're gonna make like a stuffed, I don't know, it's like a pot pie, but we're gonna use these guys. So it's really cool because on the back of them, this is your little cookie cutter, and this is your little pie to pinch them together. So we have different sizes. We have a large one, we have a medium-sized one, and then we have like a little itty-bitty one. So I'm gonna use this tonight, and we are going to make, like I said, like little mini pies, and we're going to be using puff pastry. So I've already got some of, hi Karen, no problem. Oh, yes, I know it's really late over there for you guys too as well. So thank you so much for watching for as long as you can. Hi Carl. So Carl, I was thinking of you the other night. I made, what do you call it? I made cheese broccoli soup, which was really delicious. So I have some of our kind of components I've already kind of started cooking. So in the crock pot, or not in the crock pot, the Insta pot, I made some chicken because I'm gonna pull it apart for part of our deal. I saved some of the carrots, I saved some of the onions, and a little bit of the spices that I used. So what I like to do is, because I like putting my chicken in the, you can put it in the crock pot too if you want. I like putting it in the Insta pot just because it really makes it nice and moist. And yeah, I really enjoy moist chicken. It's kind of easier for me to do. And then also on the stove, I have some red potatoes that I made because we're going to make some mashed potatoes. And like I said, we're going to kind of mix everything into one bowl, and we're going to, like I said, make it into these little cute little things. So I don't know what they're called, but we're going to have fun with them. So I'm going to use the big one because we're going to put like chunks of meat in it. So you guys get to decide tonight, do we want to do green beans or do we want to do corn? So you guys let me know which one you guys want to do. We'll put those in a little bit. All right, what we're going to do first is, like I said, I've kind of got my chicken done, and I'm kind of let it cool so I can pull it apart. I also did just some red potatoes. As you can see, I just boiled them. All I did is just boil the potatoes because we want to get those ready as well. So I'm going to dump the water out. I'll bring you back with me. Let me grab my lid. So we want to start getting some flavor on these. So like I said, I just finished doing these. I'm going to drain the water out of them. And these are just my potatoes. They're just red potatoes. I left the skin on them, as you can see. We're going to take some butter, and we're going to put some butter on them. Hello, Miss Sandra. How are you? I was thinking of you today. So today I went shopping. I've been kind of redoing my bedroom. I don't know. I'm trying to be an adult, I guess. But anyways, yes, I was thinking that I need to talk to you or reach out to you later on because, like I said, I am going to be coming up there. All right, so what I am doing right now, let me see if I can make you guys see what I'm doing here. Moving all my stuff out of the way. So I am taking some of this butter, and I'm gonna take my potatoes, and I'm just gonna kind of cut them in half because we're gonna be mashing them anyways. And then we're just gonna take some of this butter, and we're gonna stick it on here real quick. So I'm just gonna do half of this butter because we're also gonna make some gravy and put some gravy on here as well. Maybe we'll just do just a smidge more. All right, we're gonna put the lid back on this, and we're gonna let that butter melt. Actually, we're gonna do one more thing. We are going to take some salt and sprinkle that salt in there because we want all of that to melt together. Okay. All right, now back to our chicken. So, like I said, if you guys are joining me, what I'm doing is we are going to make some little puff pastry, little yummy empanadas or whatever you want to call them. I just thought I'd be different and, you know, have some fun with dinner and I don't know, be creative. I've seen these things and like, go on. I've seen these things online before and I was actually in the store the other day and I saw these and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get these. They were only a couple bucks and you get 3 of them. Like I said, we're going to take these, cut out a puff pastry and just fill them up. Like I said, this back half is the cookie cutter part. And then this is the part where you do all the filling, smush it together, you're good to go. Call it a day, pop it in the oven. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. Like I said, I have taken some chicken and I just popped it in my Insta pot just because look at this. Look how easy it falls apart. I did it for 30 minutes. All I did is I took some chicken. Yes, you can make pasties with them. I thought of doing food, what do you call it? Because on the box it shows you can, you know, it has cherries on it. You can put like, you know, a pie filling, use a pie crust and stuff like that. But I thought, why not do comfort food? You know, just something different. I don't know. I'm always trying to be creative and be creative with my food. And I don't know. I'm like a big adult kid. I have to be different, I guess. So all I'm going to do is, well, let me tell you what I made with the chicken. So in the chicken, all I did in my Insta pot is I put a sprig of thyme and I put a sprig of rosemary. I put some carrots, some chicken. I chopped up an onion. I chopped up some garlic. And then I filled it up with some water and I just cooked it for like 30 minutes. That's all I needed to do. But look how nice and moist. It's so super, super moist. And I love doing it this way because I like my chicken nice and moist. So that's what we're gonna do. Ooh, corned beef. See, and I still have some of that corned beef in there too. That would be good as well. I kind of wanted to do some chicken because I've been kind of craving chicken. So, and I've noticed that if I do my chicken this way, I can actually eat it and I don't have a problem with it. So I'm just gonna take this chicken and just kind of pull it apart real quick because what we're gonna do next and put on top of this, now I'm gonna let these cool down just a little bit because, well, I mean, these are cool. These are, I can touch these. So it's not like, if I wanted to, I can just break it apart like that. Just put it in our bowl. Maybe I'll do that because it seems to be a little bit faster. Okay, and so for some of you that are just joining, I'm giving you guys the options to put in this because I'm trying to think of everything that you would kind of put in a pot pie. We're gonna make gravy too. So you guys are gonna make the choice, either corn or green beans. What should we put in here? Okay, so again, I saved some of the onions. I'm gonna kind of pull those apart, put those in here. Kind of mash them up a little bit, kind of give it some flavor to it. Why not? And some of the rosemary, some of that, just like mush it all up in here. Add some of that flavor to this. Now I didn't add, did I add salt to this? I don't think I added any salt, but we will add a little bit more salt to this. Okay, I think this is enough that we're gonna do. And then also what I did is I saved some carrots. I'm gonna mush those up in here too. I did this for something else. Listen to me, my bad English. I took some carrots from last time I did this and I mixed it in together and I loved it because it had a little bit of carrots. Now, if you're trying to do keto and stuff like that, you don't have to add the carrots in it. Just leave it out. I just think it gives it a good little flavor. It gets another little thing in there. All right, let me wash my hands because we're gonna get started on the gravy and the mashed potatoes. Okay, and we're gonna eat my dog in the house because he's barking like crazy again. This boy, I swear, he's been laying in my room with me while I've been kind of rearranging things. Come on, come on, let's go. No, of course, he doesn't want to come in. But he was playing with a squirrel earlier today. It was kind of funny. He comes in the house and he watches from the screen window, and then when he wants to go out and get it because the squirrel comes down, he wants to go play. All right, we're gonna get started on our gravy. So I'm gonna try and put you over here so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so in our beautiful little pot, I got my little pot, we're gonna take some butter. Now it says 1/4 cup of butter. Now I never measure anything, so I'm guessing this is about, maybe, looks like about 1/4 cup. So let's turn this baby on, and we'll kind of get it going. So in here, we're gonna melt our butter, and then we're gonna add, so you can either add 1/4 cup of flour, or you can add 1/4 cup cornstarch or arrowroot. I use arrowroot because I just like arrowroot. So for people that like, that are gluten-free, you can use that when you're making, basically making a roux for our sauce. Come on, get in here, noisy boy. So again, you can use that. It's, you know, like I said, it's gonna make things a little, you know, gluten-free for you. Okay, so we got our butter melting down in here. And I want the butter melted down a little bit more before we start adding in some of the other stuff, just because it makes it easier. I want the whisk. So when we do this, is what we're gonna do is when we melt down the butter and then we start adding in the arrowroot or the flour, then what we're gonna do, sorry, I'm turning on ovens with my, to make sure that's not where my phone was. Trying to figure out which burner I just turned on. So when we get the butter melted down mostly, then we're gonna add the cornstarch or the arrowroot in. And then in here I have 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. We're gonna use that. And then I've got 2 cups of my chicken broth. And I believe that's all we need for this. Now there are other stuff that, there was like other recipes that I was looking up and that I saw, and then they were talking about adding, it was called, I think, like a browning seasoning or browning sauce. And when I looked it up, it was basically brown sugar and water. And I'm like, I don't need to add any sugar or anything like that to anything that I'm making. I try and put as less sugar and stuff as possible. Hey, get out of there. Go. Go. Trying to get some of that chicken. He smells it. All right, so let me show you what we got going on here. Let me show you what I'm doing. All right, see how our butter is getting melted down and it's almost melted? So all I'm gonna do is, let's see if we can get that melted down a little bit more. I'm gonna just show you here, because it's gonna happen fast. All right. We're gonna add this in there. And then see how it's starting to get a little bit pasty? That's what you want. Let's see if we can do both. Hold it, get it from the sides. We want, that's what we want, because that's what's gonna make it nice and thick. See all that nice little thickness going on? Sorry, my pan keeps moving everywhere. All right, that's definitely what we want. All right, once that gets in there, we are going to add our broth. We are going to add our salt and our pepper. And then we're going to swirl it all in there. Now on one of the recipes on this one here, you can use like poultry seasoning if you want to add a little bit more flavors. You can add some garlic. I am going to add a little bit of garlic, just a smidge, just because, well, I love garlic. And it says you can add onions too. I'm not going to add onions to this one. You can actually add onion powder if you want to, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to keep it as it is. So we'll just kind of get this going, and then we'll check it in the flavors here in just a minute. All right, we're gonna let that go. We're gonna let it do its thing, and then we're gonna check on our potatoes real quick, see how those look, and see if it's all melted. The butter is all melted. All right, let me show you. Look how yummy that stuff looks. Doesn't that look delicious? All right, so again, I'm trying to put you in a spot where you can watch me. All right, so what I'm gonna do is move that over a little bit. Just gonna get a hot pad out, and I'm gonna actually just mash it right here instead of putting on the cooktop, because I think it's a little bit easier. So you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, I'm gonna take my masher and I'm just gonna mash my potatoes. I like to just put a little bit of butter, a little bit of salt and pepper. You know, if you want, you can use whipped cream, or half and half. My mom used to do that, or just some, you know, regular milk. Now I'm just trying to keep it really simple, because we're gonna add some gravy. That's what we're making over there. We're making some gravy. Ooh, that tastes so yummy. All right, I am gonna add a little bit more salt because it does need some more. Trying to get some of that off there. I like leaving the skin off, or leaving the skin on it, because it does have some good vitamins and stuff like that in it, some good healthy aspects. You can definitely use different potatoes. You can use rustic potatoes if you want to make mashed potatoes. I just find that the red potatoes are, for me, just a little bit easier, on my tummy. So I like using them. That one and the golden Yukon potatoes, I like using those as well. So we also have, which I want to try, maybe I'll do it this next week, is I have some sunchokes. They're either called a Jerusalem potato or Jerusalem whatever. But anyways, they almost look like a or not horseradish. Well, yeah, kind of like a horseradish. That or like a ginger. That's the way they look like. But they're more of the starchy potato family area. My brother had some, and we tried making some with it, and it came out pretty good. So I definitely want to try it and maybe like incorporate that in one of our meals. Since I have a couple. I found a place that had them. There's also I think it's called a daikon radish. Alright, we're not gonna mess too much with that. Alright, I'm gonna take this off here real quick. Give it a good little stir. And I am gonna taste this for some kind of flavoring, see if you need anything else. So give me 1 second, let's grab a spoon. Nope, I think we're good. Okay, all right. I think we're done with that. Actually, I do want it a little bit thicker. So, let me see if I can do this. I'm gonna try and see if this will work. Because normally it doesn't work, you know, you have to do it at the beginning. Okay, we're gonna put this back over here. Because sometimes when you do it, it just gets clumpy when you add it back in. So I'm gonna add just a little bit because I want it a little bit thicker. I want more of a thicker, I want a thicker gravy is what I want. So this seems to be working okay. I think when you do flour, it's, I notice when I've done it with flour, just notice that I like put both burners on. I only need the middle one on. I'm burning myself. And like I said, I'm just adding in a little bit as I go, just because I want it nice and thick for what I'm gonna use it for. And I can already feel it getting nice and thick. Yes. This is what I want. See how nice and thick that is? That's what I'm kind of looking for. Just because I don't want it to run all the way out. Go ahead and turn it off. Right. Look at that, you guys. Look how nice and thick that is. Look at that. Like I said, for what I'm using it for, I want it a little bit thicker. Normally when I do my gravy, I don't want it that thick, but tonight I do, just because of, like I said, what we're making, that's what I want. All right. Hi, Emily. Thank you guys so much for watching. So to let you guys know what we're gonna make is we are making, I don't know, I'm gonna call them empanadas because I don't know what they're called. It's basically, I'm taking like a little pie maker. We're gonna cut out little circles of them. We're gonna fill it with a bunch of, like, it's like a pot pie type thing. And that's what we're making. But we're just using these little pie things. All right, I am gonna take some of my gravy and we're gonna put it in my bowl. We're gonna add some to this stuff. All right, grab. All right, so I just want to coat all of this. We're gonna probably add a little bit more because we're gonna add some into our, what do you call it? We're gonna add some to our mashed potatoes as well. All right, so to let you guys know, what we're doing here and what is in here is, okay, so I didn't hear a thing back on this, so I'm just gonna do corn tonight because, I don't know, we're just gonna do some corn. It'll be a little less mushy. And besides, I love corn. All right. We're gonna drain the corn real quick. Hold on. Okay, sorry, I had to drain the corn. All right, I'm gonna add some corn to this. And don't worry, the corn's not cooked because we're gonna stick them in the oven. Matter of fact, speaking of that, I need to preheat my oven. We're gonna put it to 400. Okay. All right. Now we're gonna put this aside just for a second. And we're gonna do some flavor testing here in just a second. Okay, so in our potatoes, in fact, I kind of want to taste those real quick and see how they are with the butter and everything else. We're sharing the counter. Okay, so I do think it needs a little bit more salt. I'm just gonna grab this spatula. I mean, they're all gonna go in the same bucket, so it's all good. So I'm gonna mix this in. Now, I haven't made this before. This is my first time. So I'm just kind of winging it. I figured it can't be any different than making a, you know, a pot pie or chicken pot pie. It's just gonna be in a puff pastry. All right, now let's check this out for some flavoring. That's perfect. All right, I'm gonna add some gravy. And the reason why I did the gravy thicker is, as you can see, we're kind of adding it to things. So I don't want gravy running everywhere. I just kind of want it to mix in so we have those flavors. And that's what I wanted to do with this. Now, when you make your mashed potatoes, if you want, you can add milk or anything like that with it. Like I said, you can kind of do whatever you want. I'm not going to, just because I knew I was going to put some of this gravy in it. All right, let's taste this for some flavors. That's gonna be good. Now, we're gonna add our potatoes. I'm not gonna add all of it, just because I don't want to overpower one thing for the other. Because I didn't do all the chicken either. Okay. So again, we're just gonna fold all of this in together. I might add some more corn. We're gonna see. I wanna see how this goes first. We might add a little bit more of that gravy. And then we'll get going on our little our little crust, or pie crust, or actually, like I said, I'm using puff pastry. Kind of excited to see how that goes. Can't wait to see how this turns out. Those flavorings are just delicious. That corn's gonna be good with it. Now, even if we wanted to add some of that, the green beans to it, we can do that as well too if you want to. Or some peas. I mean, it's kind of like whatever you want to add to it. You can add to it. Right. It's better to taste for your seasoning now. You know what I do want to add? I do want to add a little bit of pepper. This looks like a whole pile of mush. And it's just because of that gravy, I made it a little bit thicker. Like I said, I don't want the gravy to run out everywhere, but that's okay. Like I said, we want it a little bit thick because we want to have that gravy, you know, invested in all of this. I know. Actually, this is pretty good. You know, take a piece of bread and put this on it and make a sandwich. Woo. Okay, I think we're done. And so far, everything about this is dairy-free except for the butter. I mean, you can use dairy-free butter if you want to. But, yeah. All right. Let's make some room and get this going. All right. Oh, and then I'm also going to show you afterwards too. The other night we made, I made some apple butter. So I have that. I've been kind of snacking on it here and there. But I made those, and it was too hot that it was melting my my cream cheese. So, or not my cream cheese, my whipped cream. I just noticed my pot was still on. All right, we're gonna put our pan right here because we're gonna need that. Okay. I'm gonna take, and what made me think of this is, like I said, I was looking at, you know, some stuff online, and I'd seen these, and I've seen that they made they've made a few things out of them, like your pies and other stuff, and I thought, how fun would it be if we did like a pot pie, but like an empanada style. All right, we are going to go out. Now I got a few of these when it was like Christmas time, because I liked how they're shaped. The other ones that I would get, they were round, and I didn't want round. I wanted just a flat one, just so I can do something like this with it. So like I said, we're gonna use the bigger one just because we're gonna put stuff in them. Kind of want to try the medium-sized one too. So actually I think I will try the medium-sized one, just because then they're not so big. So, okay, so these are my little pie crust making things. The back side is the cookie cutter. This side is where you're gonna put our goodies in. So all you do is hold it together. Try to get it to the edge. Press down. Oh, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Look at that, and it fits perfect in there. And then I am going to push it up a little bit because I want to make sure that it gets to those edges and that it crimps onto those beautiful little edges. All right, and then what you're gonna do, look, you're gonna just fold it in half. What you're gonna do is take some of your little filling, put it on one side. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to try these. It's gonna be so fun. Fill those babies up. Now I am kind of doing mine a little bit sparingly because I don't know how much it's gonna take to fill it up. No, maybe I'm not. All right, then you just take it, fold it over, smush them. Look at it coming out on that side. Ah. And then, oh, yes. Look at that. Look how cute that is. All right, hold on. I am gonna put down some parchment paper, and I promise not to burn this one. We're not doing it on broil. I kind of learned broil with this oven. Kind of tends to burn everything. All right, let's see if we can get this baby out of here. Oh, look at that. There's one down. Oh my goodness, you guys, this is gonna be so much fun. Hi, Jacob. All right, let's get that one out. Oh my goodness, that was perfect. Oh my goodness, look at this. How cute are these things? Like I said, I was at Ross and I saw them. I thought, how perfect would it be to make these, you know, make this with. Be a fun night, you know, to do with your kids. I mean, like, I don't have kids, but you know, if I had kids, I'd be doing stuff like this with them all the time. But you know, if you have grandkids, this would be fun, you know, have one of those fun nights. And I just, whoops, kind of overfilled it on that one, that's okay. Just smush that together. Pop it open. It's kind of coming apart right there, but that's okay. We're just gonna push that shut again. Our oven is saying it's ready for us. All right. So that one kind of came open a little bit, so I just kind of crimped it, you know, a little bit more to shut it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I did cut it a little bit short, but that's okay. Like I said, just kind of mush it up on the sides a little bit. Got plenty of dough in there to mush it up and see, and it covers it perfectly, that it still leaves it just perfect. All right, let's get these babies filled. Really can't wait to try these. This is gonna be so much fun. Don't they look yummy? Whoops, because I didn't have anything on that one. All right, I am gonna push it away from the edge because if I do it on the edge, it kind of comes out a little bit. All right, oops, that one came out a lot, even when I pushed it away. All right. Yes. Oh, look at these babies. These are fun. These are just absolutely, I'm having fun making these. I haven't been this excited in a long time. All right, I'm excited. We can get a couple more made out of these, and like maybe play with the leftover dough, maybe get one more out, maybe. We will see. All right. I was thinking too, like if you wanted to, with some of that leftover gravy that we have, we can kind of thin it out a little bit more, and then once these come out of the oven, we can pour more on top of it, which I think we might end up doing. Oh my goodness, these are so much fun to make and so easy to make too. Now if you have a big family, I would recommend doing, you know, getting a couple of these little sheets, because, or, you know, using the smaller ones. I mean, these are just so easy to make. I mean, look how fast and easy these are to make. I mean, look how fast this dinner is, you know, becoming to make as well. I mean, look how simple it is. And like I said, all I did before I came on is I took my Instapot and I put my chicken in it, you know, put the flavors that I wanted in it, and then just shredded it up, because that one has a little bit too much in it. You have to take some out. There we go. Trying to overfill that one. But yeah, I mean, you can put whatever you want in these, really, to be honest with you. I mean, you can put whatever your little heart desires. You can make a pot roast and, you know, put this in it. Somebody was saying, like, corned beef. You can put corned beef in here as well. I mean, you can kind of make whatever you want with this. Make whatever flavors you want. This is all about what you want to eat and what you want to have. I mean, really, seriously, that's what cooking is. It's whatever you feel like you want to have for dinner. All right. Let's get some more of this in there. Okay, this is going to be our last one, I think, for this one. So delicious. Let me see if I can kind of get one more out of all of the stuff that's left over, or maybe two. All right, so anyone that is just now joining, what we're doing is we're kind of basically making our own pot pie, but we're making them into whatever we want to call these. This is what we're making. Okay, I can probably make a couple out of this. Roll this out a little bit. We got all the dough, might as well use it all up. Kind of want to roll all the same thickness. Now I kind of pick it up and kind of move it a little bit because then I don't want it to stick. I don't have any flour down on here, so I kind of don't want it to stick. So this is still a little bit too thick. Yeah, it's still a little bit too thick. I don't want to do it too thin, but I just feel like it's a little bit too thick for what I need. Okay, I think that's thick enough. Let's go ahead and see if we can get one out of it and then probably get one more. Maybe we'll get a little miniature one. And for you guys that are just now tuning in, so this is puff pastry that I'm using. And try and get as much as I can out of these babies. Because even though I made a smaller amount, I'm still trying to not waste or make as much. I mean, look at this. There's 1, 2, there's 3, there's 6, there's 7 of them. Then whoops, 7 that I'm getting out of this. So that's a pretty good deal. I'm using the medium size one. Ooh, it's stuck. Hold on. I don't know what happened. Let's try this again. Kind of bring it up a little bit. Look like it kind of shrunk back in. All right, we are going to just take this baby and do a little something different with it. Kind of close it up ourselves. So you can just take it, some corn, push some of that back in so we can get the sides. This will be our messy one. I have a feeling this is going to pop open when we cook it. Maybe I'll use a fork or something and seal that one a little bit better. Right, I'm not sure if we're gonna get anything else out of this one, but maybe out of the miniature one we will. So let's see. Oops. Gotta get that back in there. You're watching the prelims? Kevin, I'm not sure what that means. Or you say you're watching the prelims on this one? Okay, all right. It's enough to make a little one. Let's make a little miniature one. All right. Then I don't think we're gonna make anything out of this one. All right. I think what I'm gonna do, and I think what happened is on the other one is I didn't kind of push it up. I just think I just kind of put it in there. So I think we needed to push it up a bit so the teeth grab onto it. All right. That's probably a little bit too much for that little one. There we go. And see, you guys, this is what it looks like on this side too. See how it just like gets it all nice and... There we go. That came out much better. Here's a little miniature one. I mean, we could probably roll this one out and just make just a round one. I mean, might as well. Let's see what we can do. See if we can get anything out of it. Why not? Why waste anything? I don't know. It's a little thin. Here, we'll do this. We'll make it like a little dumpling out of it. Kind of pinch it together. Pinch the sides together. All right, you guys, let's put these in the oven and let's see how these turn out. I'm not gonna put any eggs on it or anything like that because, again, you guys know I can't do eggs. So we're just gonna keep it like this. And if I really wanted to, I can probably take some olive oil and put it on here. But I think we're just gonna try it like this and see how it goes. So let's put it in the oven. All right, we're gonna put it in the oven and we're gonna do it for 10 minutes and see how they look. We're gonna check on them. All right, I think we used 2 of these. Not too bad. So then the other thing I want to do is I wanted to show you the dessert that I told you that I made the other night. So basically what I did is, let me grab it, is I made some apple butter. So, and I did it in the Instapot. It was my first time doing it. It needed some time to, you know, cool. And I kind of figured, well, today we're going to be cooking again. Might as well show you guys. So, if you look and see, look how nice and thick this is. It's nice and cool now. It's perfect. And let me tell you, if you just try this and how we put it, you can just put this. Hey. 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 Somebody just set a firecracker, so it just gets them going. Let's get him outside real quick so he can go bark on people out there. One thing about our neighborhood, they're always setting off fireworks. We have this one neighbor, we know who it is. They're always setting off fireworks. Some of them, they sound like bombs, so it just gets them going. All right, so anyways, back to this yumminess. So this is just, all it is I used apple crisp, apples. I put it in the crock pot. My favorite way actually is putting it in the slow cooker. I put it on at night, go to bed, and when I wake up in the morning, it's perfect, it's ready, it's how I need it to be. I just put the apples in there, just cut them up, and I kept the skins on them as well. And then I put some cinnamon, and I put some nutmeg and brown sugar. Now, I didn't use, for a lot of recipes that are out there, they want you to use like quite a bit of brown sugar. I don't. I use just a little bit because when you do this, your apples already have their own natural sugars in it, so I don't want it too sweet. Matter of fact, I think I did a little bit more than I wanted to because this to me is a little bit too sweet, but it is delicious. So I like to help not make it so sweet, and this is like just absolutely delicious, is I made some whipping cream, and you can kind of see some of the brown in there. I tried making it before, but it was melting it. So what I did is I will take this, and like I said, this will kind of help cut back on some of, let me show you what I'm doing here. So this is whipping cream. All I did is I took some heavy whipping cream, put it in my mixer, let's see if I have them in here. All you do is need this attachment, put it on there, and just let it whip. And then you slowly add in some, I use powdered sugar. When we were kids, we always used granulated sugar. And I think it was about, if we used a small size heavy whipping cream, we would use, I think it was like 1 cup of sugar. Like I said, I don't like a whole lot of sugar. One, I am type 2 diabetes. Oh, you're writing, okay. So, anyways, so yeah. So when you make this, I don't like to add a lot of sugar. So even with the whipping cream, I add just a couple teaspoons as I go in. I test it, and if it's sweet enough the way I like it, then it's fine to me, it's done. I don't do like the whole cup, 2 cups, half cup, whatever sugar. I just, like I said, I don't like that much sugars. I think we have enough processed sugars in this world. We don't need to have everything so sweet. Come on. Come on. Crazy kid. So again, it depends on your sweetness of what you want. Like I said, I don't like a whole lot of sweetness. So my sweetness is on my dog. Come on, kid. Are they done? Okay. Let's get back to this yumminess. So this would make a great dessert. So my roommate tried it, and her friend tried it, or her other friend tried it, and they absolutely loved it. So all you're gonna do is add the apple butter to this, and it's gonna make like just a nice little whipped thing. You can actually make your frosting if you were making like a spiced cake. I did this for someone's birthday cake. I did a spice cake, and then I just added this to it. It was basically cream cheese. It was cream cheese, butter. This is how I make mine. So it's, oh, sorry. I thought I had something on me, but it's the camera. So basically it's cream cheese. So for my frosting, it's cream cheese, it's butter. And then I do the powdered sugar, and then I add, you know, the vanilla. Then I added some of this apple butter in with it. Oh, it was delicious. I had a lot of people tell me that they loved it. It was really good. They wanted just the jar of the apple butter. All right. So again, all you're gonna do is just keep mixing this. And it's gonna get nice and creamy, but that's okay. Now, if you were to make this and you wanted to put some cream cheese in it while you were making your whipped cream, you could have done that too to make it thicker, and it would make it a nice, what's that word? Like a truffle type thing. Or like a mousse, sorry. I was thinking mousse. I was thinking truffles because I was watching this thing about truffles earlier. But yeah, it would be like, make a nice little mousse. See, that is delicious. Now you can keep adding, you can make it darker as you want, you can make it as light as you want, but this is a perfect, yummy little dessert. I am gonna add a little bit more. And the nice thing about this one here, when I made it, I left some chunks in there, so you can get a little bit more chunkies in here of that apple. Like right here, you can kind of see it. See, it's like, there's like a nice little chunk of apple. Same with that one. It's so good, you guys. Just mix it in. We've got about 3 more minutes. We're gonna check on our little pies in there. And when, the thing about this too is when you add this butter, or the apple butter, it does make it a little bit more kind of like watery, or it breaks down the whipping cream. It's not as stiff peaks, but that's okay. Again, when you try it, it's still a little bit thick. That's really good. It's like having a pudding. Oh, yum. All right. So again, you can take, like I said, you can take a cake, like even if you took a cake and you just made a cake and kind of poured this on top of it as like a Cool Whip type thing, boom, there you go. There's, you know, this is your whipped buttercream frosting. Oh my goodness, you guys. All right. That's so good. All right, we're gonna put this away over here. It's so good, you guys. All right, we're gonna check on these little yummy deliciousness. All right. Yep. Look at those, they're starting to get nice and brown. So it's 1 minute and 30 seconds left that we have. So what I want to do is I'm going to turn our gravy back on. Excuse me. Some of those spices got to me. All right, let's see if we can get the dog back in because he's driving me crazy. All right, come on. Let's go. No, back in the house. Come on. Nope. He just got those people. I wish I had his little collar on to beep him back in the house. I did that the other day. We're going to go get a treat for him. Those usually tend to help if I give him a treat. All right, hold on. Sorry, that was a little bit too close. All right, let's go see this boy. See if we can get him back in the house. So we got the gravy going. And it looks delicious. Come on. Come on, I got a treat. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Yeah, you heard that word treat. I heard those little pitter-patters. Come on. This is my baby. Hey, sit. Sit. Nope. Sit. No, you have to sit. You know your treat. Sit. Good boy. Shake. Good boy. All right, go take it to your bed. Go take it to your bed. See, he's got it. He knows what he's doing. All right, so we had to show him real quick. All right, let me wash my hands. Okay, all right. I know, I'm always telling the kids no animals while we're cooking, but I thought, hey, why not? He's like the family, the cooking family. All right. So I am going to cook those a little bit longer because we're going to do 5 minutes just because it looks like they need to be cooked a little bit longer. They're almost to where I want them, but they need to brown just a little bit more. All right. See if I can get you over here so I can see what I'm doing. All right, now, when we made this, we made it nice and thick, and it's thicked up even more. So what I want to do is I'm going to take some more of this chicken broth. I'm going to add just a little bit because that's going to help thin it out. And anytime that you're making anything, and if you make your sauce, and you make your gravy, and it's too thick, because I've done this before, that when I've added some of the thickening agent in there, that I thought, oh my God, it's a little bit too thick. I need a little bit thinner. Just slowly add some of your liquid back in. Whoops. And then it'll help thin it out. Because see, it's still thick. But if you look on the inside, it's starting to get a little bit thinner. We just need to get the stove up going and get this all warmed up. Let me show you what it looks like. See how it's starting to get kind of like a little bit less thickness to it? That's what we want. Now I still want it a little bit thick, but I don't want it really, really, really thick. Just because I want to pour this on top to give a little bit more of that gravy. And we are going to check for seasoning because since we are adding more broth, we are taking a little bit away of, I'm going to do just a little bit more. We are kind of taking away some of that flavor. Let's try this. That is so, so yummy. You know what I do want to do is, I don't want to lose that. I'm afraid that if I put that in there, I'll lose it because it's so small. I want to do just 2 little itty bitty pinches. I mean, like, it's not a whole lot, but just a little bit. And you want to do a little bit of more of the garlic. add a little bit more flavoring. Because like I said, we added more chicken broth. We're probably gonna add a little bit more. Let's check these real quick. Ooh, they're starting to puff up. See, that's about how I want my, still thick, but just perfect. Yep, that's how I want it. All right, we are gonna turn the heat down on this. We'll use this pot and hold on to it. Okay, so we have it on low, and that's where I want to keep this. We're gonna keep it on low. We've got like about a minute left. I want to show you guys what these are looking like. That they're starting to puff up. Look at that. Isn't that delicious? How cute are those little guys? All right. So we do want them a little bit more brown on top. So we're gonna wait a minute for them. So what do you guys think so far? You guys gonna try this? Oh, so Carlos Jr. Oh, Carlos Jr. Got it. Oh my goodness. It took me a minute to get that. So a friend of mine that's watching says that, I guess he's watching a boxing match and the guy's name is Carlos Jr. Says, every time the announcer kept on saying his name, it was making him hungry, like Carl's Jr. Yeah, it took me a minute, sorry. But yeah, that's kind of funny. That'd make me hungry too if I was hungry. All right. You guys, dinner is almost ready. I am so super excited. Okay, so since it is my first time making these, I am taking my time on cooking them. I did the first batch in 10 and then I'm kind of do it in 5. So that way I know about how long to cook them for. Like I said, this is my first time making them. I didn't find a recipe that was online that tells you about how long to make them cook. When I've done these before, I've only done it for a few minutes, and that's because I was just making pizza out of them, and then they puffed up perfectly, and they were like nice and crispy. But I think because we do have a wet ingredient in it, that it might take a little bit longer. So that's okay, which I don't mind. We can sit and chit chat. Like I said, I've been playing around with some foods and stuff like that so we can make, and like I said, I don't want to make the same thing over and over again. Like the other night I posted some little like a Mexican kind of dish. Like I put them in little tins and made those. Those were fun. I was thinking about taking some of those as leftovers and put them in this. Like you can actually take like a Mexican dish and maybe put it in these, and just have some fun with it. I mean, with this recipe, you can kind of do whatever you want with it. I just thought it would be like make a pot pie in like a Hot Pocket, but like a pot pie. So, and then also like with some of this leftover chicken, you can make a salad with it. I mean, you have a couple dinners that you can have and revise it and do whatever you want during the week with your family and with your kids and stuff like that. You can make it really easy. This can be like a little chicken salad that you can take with the leftovers of this. You can put it on some crackers. I mean, you can kind of do whatever you want with it. I mean, you can have food. You can have food and have it make it in different ways. Just be creative with it. Yeah, I mean, this here I think would definitely taste good, like on some crackers or even on a piece of bread. It could be like your chicken salad with mashed potatoes in it. But yeah, I mean, just have some fun with it. I don't know. Is there anything that you guys want me to cook? Anything that you want? Please message me. I have no problem. I'm really good about answering back too. If anyone has any questions, all that kind of stuff, I'm really good about answering back. Okay. Almost. They're getting there. I promise. They're getting there. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoy cooking and coming up with new different ideas. to get out there. I mean, we have a lot of followers and stuff like that. I mean, I'd love to see more people, you know, join and follow our page and watch what we do. So if you guys can share this with your family on your page, it would be great if we can get more people on here. My goal is to try and make things healthy. Now, I don't know if I've ever really shared on here with you guys, but the whole reason why I kind of started doing this is, one, I love cooking. And then two was I did have matter of fact, it's been 3 years exactly. It was 3 years just a few days ago that I had a weight loss surgery done. And with the weight loss surgery, a lot of people tend by the 3rd year will start gaining some of their weight back. A lot of people will start adding some of the stuff that, you know, some of the bad habits that they had before. I kind of like over the holidays when I was trying some of the baking stuff, I kind of noted myself I was gaining some weight, and I'm like, no, we're not going to do that. And after I kind of quit cutting all that out, I'm going back to my routine of what I was doing. I saw the weight, you know, coming back off and kind of plateauing to back to where I usually like to be at. So, and then also I still really watch, you know, like I said, I'm type 2 diabetes, so I really watch what I eat, and I try and do things as some semi keto and, you know, carb free, except for the carrots. The carrots are considered, you know, non-keto, and those are carbs. One thing I learned about carrots, and this is kind of a cool fact, is that if you have a raw carrot and you eat a raw carrot, it's lower in sugars, but it still has its own sugars in it. But if you take a carrot and you cook it, the sugar content goes higher in it. And I mean, I've always done a lot of stuff. My mom, my whole family, everyone, you know, there was a lot of diabetes, type 1s, type 2s in our family. So the way my mom cooked, even when I grew up, we watched, and I watched it with my mom, I watched Julia Child's. You know, you're putting your butter in there, you're putting your heavy whipping cream. I mean, on the keto diet, it says to use all that kind of stuff, which is great because I like that. But it's also the other things that you put in. Eating stuff that's like, let's see. I don't know. I think they're done. They just don't look crispy. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we do it a little bit longer? Let's do it just a few minutes longer. Okay, we're going to do it a little bit longer and see if they can brown up a little bit. Maybe they don't brown up. I don't know. The other stuff I've had, they've always browned up. But anyways, I started this because I wanted people to be healthy. There's another guy that I watched, and I was watching like all the stuff that he has, that, you know, what to look for when you're looking at foods to buy, when it comes to canned foods, when it comes to what kind of oils to use, what, you know, there's a lot of food that we use out there, like the oils and the butters, the breads, everything. Just going to the store and getting, you know, like Worcestershire sauce, or there was something that I was looking at the other day. It should be just one simple thing of what it is that you're buying. Like if I buy like these corns, I didn't look at these ones, but see, this one here is perfect. So it says the ingredients on it. It says corn, water, and salt. So basically that's all you want. Sometimes they'll put like corn syrup, or they'll put other things in there, and that's not stuff that you want. I mean, I really learned a lot from this guy, and there is one thing that I had and I kind of put back into my diet, which I'm stopping, is I went out and I got one of these, and everyone loves these, Red Bulls. Now, before I never did, I always did the Go Girls. So I kind of noticed that I wasn't feeling good from them, and it wasn't like, you know, I feel sick to my stomach, but it was more of, so before, when I used to drink Diet Cokes all the time, and I used to drink the Go Girls, and because that was like the energy drink that I liked. I never really liked the Red Bulls. For some reason, I don't know why I like it now and I don't like the Go Girls. But I kind of noticed that with my throat, sometimes when I had them, I felt like if I was stressing out, like someone was grabbing my throat and just like pulling in, and I noticed like all in here was getting really tight. And I went and I looked, and I grabbed a can, and it said there's aspartame in it. Now, my sister a long time ago had sent me this article about aspartame, and I kind of vaguely went, you know, I don't remember the story 100%, but this lady thought she was dying. She was going to the doctor. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with her. She didn't have like, you know, like the MS or have any kind of stuff to explain why that she was having such a hard time. Like she was feeling awful. She was feeling sick. Like she really felt like she was dying. And she wasn't like, she was hardly able to walk. She couldn't do this. She couldn't, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that she couldn't do. It's like, it was really crippling her to do things. So her friend had sent her an article about aspartame, and aspartame is in a lot of stuff that we have. So my roommate and I like getting, I have a few of them up here. So I like getting Crystal Light. So I like getting the liquid ones. If you read on here the ingredients, there's no aspartame. But if you get the powdered ones that you put in your drinks, it has aspartame in it. So I don't get the powdered ones. I will stick with the liquid ones because they don't have aspartame. But I had noticed that when I stopped drinking the Red Bulls, that I was feeling better. I, you know, wasn't feeling all tight in here and stuff like that. And then today, and that's the reason why I have this, is I wanted to try it. So I tried it, and then boom, right off the bat, I started having like all my muscles and everything over here were like, it's like they were like cramping up. So I'm like, yep, this is it. And then that's when I looked to see that they had aspartame. So I'm telling you guys, look and see what you have. Be healthy. Don't drink these. These are worse. These are like the worst things that you can grab. I mean, any of them. Rock Stars, any of them. They're just like the worst thing to put into your diet. I don't know why I even put it back in mine. I think it was because I wanted something else besides just water. And normally that's what I do, is just water and tea, or I'll take water and I'll add some of those water flavorings. Let's see. I'm gonna mix up our gravy here because we are just about done. I'm taking these out because I believe they are done. They're not gonna get brown and crispy, and I think it's just because we didn't put anything on top of them, but that's okay. I think they're done. They look delicious. Okay, off. We're gonna trim that off. All right, I'm gonna put you guys over here just for a second. I'm gonna grab a plate. I'm gonna have you guys stare at those. Okay, I'm gonna bring you over here, and I'm gonna figure out which one we want to try. They all look so beautiful. All right, I'm gonna try this little itty bitty miniature one, just because I want to do miniature. I'm a miniature kind of girl, what can I say? All right, I'm gonna take some of this gravy. I'm gonna take it, put it on top of it. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Oh, that looks so, so yummy. I guess I could have been a little bit fancier and maybe took something green or something and put it on top of it. But we're gonna try this out, you guys. How does that look? Doesn't that look yummy and cute? Look how little that sucker is. I kind of like the little itty bitty ones. All right. Let's grab a fork and let's try this sucker out. See how good it is. I'm hoping and praying it's good. Mmm. Mmm. That is definitely like having a pot pie. Oh my God, you guys, that is so good. Mmm. This is a really good dinner. Oh yeah. Look at that, you guys. Look at all that yumminess. Mmm. That is delicious. All right, you guys. So we have that. We have the other stuff for dessert. that is dinner tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for watching Cooking with Amy, and I will see you guys next time. And you guys have a great rest of the weekend, and we'll catch you on Wednesday. All right, we'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.